Hello everybody, hope you're doing well today. Marc G with a C back with another video, and I am back with the final part 8 of my UK thrash metal collection. It has been epic, it has been emotional, it has been going on for ages, so thank you for bearing with me. Let's get on with this. I finished off in part 7 with finished off the S's, so I'm going to start with T and we're going through to the end. So let's go. So from Gloucester we have got this band, Tempestora, or is that how you say it? Tempestora, I'm not quite sure. Their album The Battle Begins. This is a one and done band as far as I'm aware. This was released in 2012 on Cassette and Copro Productions. Solid thrash metal, nothing to get too excited about really. It's very solid, it's very competent, but one of the things that always bothers me about thrash metal is when the drum beat is sort of got that kind of running along with the riff, that it's like that. So instead of being, it's kind of that, I don't know if that makes sense, but it always, I like to hear that sort of rolling drum beat with thrash, you know, a quick drum beat. I'm sure there's a proper terminology for that style of drumming. I don't know it, but yeah, there's a lot of that goes on in this album, which kind of spoils it a little bit for me. But it's a decent offering. Tempestora, The Battle Begins. Next we have got, let's get these in order, from Yorkshire, and a band that I have loved since the first time I heard them back in '88, and this is Torinogra and their EP Bastard Ballads. Superb. They were signed to Peaceful Records, as you can see there, and I've always been a big fan of Peaceful Records. Not that this band was a typical Peaceful Records kind of band, you know, the more thrash, almost traditional heavy metal, bordering on sort of thrash metal, but they certainly know how to play a riff. Vocalist, very good. I forget his name now, Marc something. Yeah, these guys know how to play a riff, and I love that cover. That's from '88. I've also got that on vinyl. There's a white version of this, a white background with like a red logo. I used to have that years ago, but as with a few of the pieces in my collection, it's disappeared. But yeah, superb. Like I say, check these out. They're one of those seriously underrated UK bands. Why they never made it any bigger is a real mystery to me, but this is a great EP. Bastard Ballads, Torinogra. Dealers in Death, what a riff that is. And they followed that up in 1990 with their full-length album God's Gift. They have reformed fairly recently and brought out another album, which I haven't got. I've heard it's very good, but this was on the Chrysalis record label, so they'd left Peaceville and signed to a major label, which again is even more baffling as to why they never made it any bigger. CD isn't in there because that's what you can hear playing in the background. Yeah, one of my favourite bands from the UK, and I don't know, maybe I think I've got an affinity with them because, you know, in '88 they're one of the first sort of bands that I gravitated towards, with it being on the Peaceful as well. And with them never making it, you know, you always kind of champion the underdog, I suppose, is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, Torinogra, God's Gift from 1990, superb album. So next up we've got a band from Llanelli, if that's how you say it, Llanelli, in Wales, and one of those bands, again a solid thrash band. This is their second release from 1996, but the name of the band does not do them any favours whatsoever. Tortoise Corpse. Another one of those English bands where they let the humour element, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, Frank Zappa said, does humour belong in music? I've got no problem with that. But I don't know, I think it sort of sometimes detracts from the musical abilities. Maybe people overseas especially wouldn't get the humour. English humour is quite sarcastic as well, so I don't know. But yeah, good band. Solid, aggressive, thrash, barking, sort of harsh vocals. I did used to have their first album as well, but again, another one of those ones that I can't remember. I think I had it on cassette, but I don't know what happened to that. But yeah, Tortoise Corpse from Wales in the UK. Next up, and this is a band that have got, I believe, 15 albums in their discography. I only own the one, but it's a classic, and this is Venom from Newcastle. This originally released in '82, their second album, Black Metal, which obviously coined, and I know this band get monikered with the statement that, you know, they are the originators of black metal. It's an argument that's going to rumble on. It has rumbled on for years, and it will. You know, they're not a black metal band. I mean, you can see by the new wave of British heavy metal. They're a heavy metal band. A harsh, rough, filthy heavy metal band, but they're certainly not black metal. You know, they coined the phrase black metal, so they're definitely an influence on that scene. But yeah, really harsh and very, very influential. Very, very influential. Love that logo. But this is the only album I own by them, Black Metal. Now, I do also own this album. This is by Venom, but this is Venom Inc. This is, I believe, the same lineup that recorded the Venom album Prime Evil. The guitarist and the drummer minus Kronos, and with the vocalist who appeared on Prime Evil. This is solid. Again, not quite thrash. It's sort of traditional heavy metal, but it's always bordering on thrash metal. And this is not as fierce as Venom. It's a bit more slower. It's a bit more mid-paced. It's a bit more organised, if you will. But very good still. Venom Inc. And what year is that from? 2017. Next, we've got a band from Eastbourne, not far from where my parents live now. Oh, I'll tell you what I haven't shown you. I was showing you all the formats, wasn't I? I forgot to show you in my tease and what's playing in the background again. God's Gift to Torinogra. I also have that on cassette. There's the inlay there. The J card. What's that vocalist's name? Mark Duffy, that's it. Sorry about that. Got a stack of music in front of me and losing track. Right, so we've done that. V, back onto V. This is a band from Eastbourne, and this is Virus. This is their second album, Force Recon, from '88. Superb, aggressive, raw thrash metal. The type that you can imagine coming out of the UK in '88. Not a lot to this J card on the inside especially. But yeah, this wasn't my introduction to the band. The next I'm going to show you was my introduction to them. But you can hear that sort of that hardcore, maybe sort of punk influence in there. But with all thrash bands, they're not afraid to put a bit of acoustic guitar in there. Excellent album that. I would like to get that on CD, but it's a tough find. And this has followed their third album. I believe they've got 4 albums out in total. I have only got these 2 that I'm showing you. And this is their third album, Lunacy. This was my introduction to to Virus on the DreamWorks label from '89, and again very much thrash, nice and precise kind of thrash sounding, well produced, but also with that hardcore punky sort of crossover edge to them. Very good band. Virus from Eastbourne. Next we have, this band is from Northern Ireland, and this is their only release, I do believe. I think it's a self-financed release, and this is Visceral Attack. Love that album art. This is aggressive, youthful thrash metal. There's the guys there. Like I say, I think this is their only release from 2010. But I love that, you know, that's what thrash is all about, that youthful exuberance, isn't it? Very aggressive, very fast. Elements of melody in there. Screamy, shouty vocals. But yeah, not a band you hear much talked about. Is that good grammar? Not a band you often hear talked about in the VC. Visceral Attack. This album is called V for Visceral. Okay, and this is the last band I'm going to show you. No prizes for guessing who this is, and I've got quite a bit to show you because I'm a big fan, as you well know. This is a band from Leyland, just outside of Preston, not far from my birth town of Blackpool, and this is Zentrix with their debut from '89, Shattered Existence, on the Roadrunner Records label. Big band for me, a lot of nostalgia surrounding this band for me. But, you know, not only that, they were good. One of the UK's finer thrash exports, and it's nice getting to know people in the VC and hearing people from different countries, how highly they speak about this band. The drummer, Dennis, he's good friends with quite a few good friends of mine. I know him, say hello to. I don't know him on a real personal level. But yeah, top drummer. I have also got that on OG CD. Again, Roadrunner. There's the CD. There's the guys in the band. And they have also got that on OG cassette. All three formats makes Marc G with a C a very happy boy. There's the J card. And there's the cassette. That was followed up in 1990 by their second album, and I'll show it on CD. For Whose Advantage. Superb album. Not as good in my opinion as Shattered Existence, but still a solid thrash album. Same lineup on that. This is an OG press. And I've got that on cassette as well. Again, OG press. Show you the J card in there. I've spoke about Zentrix a lot in my videos, so I'm sure if you watch my videos a lot, you'll know of my love for this band. I've been lucky enough to go and see them a few times live, and on one of those occasions, they were throwing these out into the crowd, and I was very happy to grab one of these. This is the band cover for their single Ghostbusters, which by now everyone's sick of hearing, including me. I'm sure the band are. Every gig they ever play, every gig I've ever seen them play, there's always someone in the crowd shouts Ghostbusters, and you can see they're just thinking, oh, for fuck's sake. But yeah, they do it was another cover with like a heavy metal dude with a Ghostbusters outfit on, but this was the original band cover. Nice piece for the collection, that. Okay, in 1991, it was followed up by this album, or this EP, Dilute To Taste. Again, if you're new to my channel, you might not know the story, but I'm not going to say it again because I know the people who do know this story will be sick to death of hearing it. So if you do want to know the story, I'm sure you could visit one of my previous videos and find out. But this is, I was at this gig recorded in Preston, superb EP. I also have that on cassette. Show you the J card in there. Doesn't have the thanks list in the cassette, only in the CD. Okay, and then in '92 that was followed up by this album, Kin. And as we well know, in '92, you know, thrash was struggling somewhat, if you will. This album, same lineup, but a big departure from their more aggressive thrash sounding albums. This was more mellow, it had some nice moments. It's still a good, solid album, but it's certainly different to the first two albums. But yeah, melodic thrash. Chris Astley's voice is always like that, melodic thrash, but it's a little bit mellower, this album. And I also have that on cassette, OG. I'll show you the J card in there as well as the fellas. And I've also got a version of that on CD, which I think is either a bootleg or a Russian import. It's got the Kin album on it, and it's also got 4 of the tracks there from that Dilute To Taste EP. But as with all those Russian sort of imports and bootlegs, they do a nice job on them. Right, that was followed up in '96, a few years later, by this album, Scourge or Scourge. This features original guitarist Christian Harvard, Dennis Gasser the drummer, Paul McKenzie, that's right, yeah, Paul McKenzie the bass player. But we've got a new vocalist, Chris Astley's left, and another new guitarist. It's a decent thrash album, nothing to write home about though in my opinion. It's not an essential within Zentrix's discography, very different sounding. Not a massive fan of this vocalist in this band, but like I say, I'm a Zentrix fan, so it's nice for the collection. But if you're new to Zentrix, this isn't the album to start off with. But then in 2019, they came back with this monster of a thrash album, Bury the Pain. Original guitarist Christian Harvard, original drummer Dennis Gasser, but with Jay Walsh and Chris, I don't know his surname, but a different bass player anyway. This is brilliant. This is a real return to form for Zentrix. Solid thrash metal, riff after riff, great lead work. Jay, the vocalist, is very reminiscent of Chris Astley, so it just kind of flows perfectly. You know, Jay's done such a good job with keeping that continuity of Zentrix's sound. And I also have that on vinyl. Weirdly enough, with it being such a red and awesome cover, it's blue vinyl. Don't quite get that. Well, there's the guys. These are the original dudes. This is Jay and Chris, the bass player. This is more modern sounding. I mean, Zentrix always sounded quite modern anyway, but this is very modern sounding, but really good. I mean, look at that artwork. Superb album. Bury the Pain. That's it. That is everything. That is everything that I have in my thrash metal collection. Since starting it though, and like I say, it's been that long, I have been gifted and I have picked up a few extra additions to my UK thrash metal collection. I'm not going to show them in this because, you know, like I said, this is part 8. I'm sure you're all fucking sick to death of this series now. Hopefully not, but I understand if you were or you are. So that's it. Yeah, as always, thank you very much for taking the time to watch my videos. Very much appreciate it, and I will be back very soon with an update. Until then, take care. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.